don't see him. Their arguing is proof that they have walked with him, but they still don't see him. They have been eating with Jesus, but their arguing gives a credence to the fact that they still don't know who it is in their midst. They have been eating with Jesus, but they still don't see him. They have been watching Jesus, but they still don't see him. They have been working with Jesus in ministry, but they still don't see him. And Jesus has begun to ask them a question about what he has just done. He has begun to interrogate them about the miracle that Jay had just witnessed. In essence, what Jesus is telling them, you just seen me feed over 5,000 when I started off with nothing but 5 loaves of bread, and there are only 12 of y'all and you have an entire basket. So how can you act like things are hopeless when you just saw me do more with less than what you have right now? It was more of them and less of what you have, and it is less of you and more of what I have started with. And if I didn't give you more than less than what you have now, how can you act like I cannot do more with you and less than what I started with? How can you act like you are in an impossible situation when you just saw me do a miracle that started out worse than the condition that you are complaining about right now? If I just showed up, what can I do? How are you acting like there is no help beyond help? And Jesus closes the dialogue by telling the disciples, telling the folk, you still don't get it. You still don't understand. You still don't perceive all that I am. I can provide for this blind man because you just witnessed what I did for the multitude of 5,000. Mark is saying to the church he is writing to, there are too many of y'all in the church that have no vision. There are too many of y'all in the church that can't see the need for anything. And there are too many of y'all in the church that cannot see the reality of who Jesus really is. And the sad part about this text is that you cannot see that you cannot see. And when you cannot see that you cannot see, then that equals blindness. It's amazing that everybody can see you but you. And you got a deficiency in your vision that's hindering your ability to see. Even though the man in the text could not see, he had mobility. The man could still move from place to place even though he could not see. Tell your neighbor, watch this. Just because you lack sight does not mean you cannot move. And the tragedy here is all about movement, because while you can yet move, he still lacked the ability to move without some assistance to have a direction. And somebody can have the ability to move and not be sure of the direction they are going, taken without the assistance of another person or an object. Here it is. One of the results of being blind is a loss of sense of direction. And if being blind is having the inability to have unassisted direction, that means that there are some people that can see, but they are still blind because you act like you have no direction. Somebody ought to always got to tell you what to do. They got to always tell you where to go. You live your life as you've been defined and dependent on somebody else telling you what to do, how to act, where to go, where and when to stay, how long to stay, what to think, what to believe, how to look, look where to go. You got sight, but you're blind. And there are some people right now sitting at the sound of my voice. You can see, but you're seeking God for direction. You've been placed in a situation that have not stopped you from moving, but you are not exactly sure in where you are going. You love the Lord, you love the church, but you keep searching for direction, and the evidence that you are searching for direction is that you keep hopping from job to job. You keep hopping from church to church. You be hopping from relationship to relationship. I color the eye color, short hair to weave hair, all because you are looking for direction. This sightless man in the text is brought by his friends. Come on, walk with me through the text. He's brought by his friends to grace the presence of Jesus. This man's blindness has the nerve to show up in the presence of light. Jesus is the light of the world, and we find a man in darkness in the presence of light. This means, beloved, that you can be in the presence of light and still be blind. Just because you are in the presence of light does not mean that you are out of the presence of darkness. The light is not out because there is a defect or deficiency on your part. I said the light is still burning, but just because there is a deficiency on my part does not negate the fact that the light is still burning. And you and I can be in the presence of light but have no ability for direction. And this means that you can be in the church and still be confused. You can be in a marriage and wonder if you're still married. You can be saved and not enjoy the benefits of your salvation. You can come to the place wherein you just do not have any sight. But the text reveals that the man gets his sight because of the touch of Jesus. Jesus puts his hands on the man and the man received his sight. Let me stop parenthetically and declare it matters who put their hands on you. Others have touched him because they brought him, but their touch did not change this man's condition. See, contact with some people will do nothing to change your condition. And I stop by to tell you it matters who put their hands on you. It matters who have impact upon you. And the reason some people do not have direction and don't have wisdom and don't know which way to go is because they have the wrong people putting their hands on them. I said it matters who put their hands on you. They touched him because they brought him to Jesus, but their touch did nothing to change his condition. I want to go on the record and say I don't want nobody around me that their touch cannot impact me. I only want the touch of somebody that can change me, turn my life around. I need the touch of somebody that can bring impact to my life. I ain't got time for folk in my life that can't add to my life, always subtracting from my life. I need some folk that will put a deposit in my life, folk that will look at me eyeball to eyeball and put me on a street called straight. I wish I had some help in here. I just don't want folk around me that can't impact me. You can't say nothing that'll lay hands on me and bring me from one dimension to the next. Baby, you don't belong in my life if you can't push me into the destiny that God has ordained for my life. I ain't got time for nobody putting hands on me that can't impact me, can't speak a word in my life, can't speak into my future. I ain't got time to be dealing with folk that cannot lay their hands on me with some words, touch my life, bring impact on my life. Can I suggest that there is no touch like the touch of Jesus? And if you let the words of Jesus lay hands on you, he can touch you,